We live in a world obsessed with having more achievements, more possessions, more stimulation, more of everything. But in all this abundance, something essential has quietly slipped away.
Absolutely. While our lives are filled with things, they're often empty of purpose. We end up filling our calendars but starving our souls, chasing joy through accumulation instead of intention.
Many people misunderstand simplicity. They think it's about deprivation or rejecting ambition, but it's really about choosing what deserves space in your life.
Exactly. Simplicity is about removing the noise, so the signal becomes obvious, choosing quality over quantity, depth over distraction, and fulfillment over accumulation. When less becomes intentional, it becomes powerful.
This audiobook explores how subtracting the unnecessary creates room for what's truly valuable. We'll learn to reclaim attention, protect time, refine priorities, and simplify our environments.
And it's not just about lifestyle, it's a mindset, a discipline, a philosophy for freedom. You'll get practical tools and real strategies to master the magic of a simple life, so you're guided by what matters within you.
Life has a way of piling up task by task, notification by notification. Before we know it, we're not living our lives anymore. We're just managing them, reacting, instead of directing.
And it feels normal because everyone struggles the same way. But being overwhelmed isn't a sign of a full life, it's a sign of a cluttered one. When everything tries to matter at once, nothing meaningful gets your attention.
The first step to a simpler life isn't buying fewer things or cleaning out closets. It's stopping the automatic flood of demands on your time, attention, and energy.
That's right. It requires ownership of your time, your choices, your boundaries. Without ownership, your life belongs to other people's priorities and urgency. With it, your life becomes yours again, and things begin to simplify naturally.
People often think simplicity is about having less to manage, but it's really about having less that needs managing. You can declutter your home and still have a cluttered mind.
Exactly. The real work is inside, choosing what truly matters and releasing what doesn't. When overwhelm ends, you gain mental breathing room, space to think, feel, and make better decisions.
One of the biggest sources of complexity isn't the number of things you do, but the number of things you think you must care about. When everything matters, nothing matters deeply.
Deciding what matters isn't about making a list, but deciding the kind of person you want to be and the life you want to build. Without that clarity, you drift into other people's priorities and expectations.
Once you identify what matters, the real work is alignment, making sure your daily choices match your deeper values.
It's not about perfection or dramatic overnight change. Small alignments every week compound into a radically different life. The key is to make one choice today that honors what you truly value.
You can't prioritize everything. True focus requires closing doors and saying no. Simplicity requires letting go, even if it feels uncomfortable at first.
But on the other side of discomfort is liberation. Reducing relational complexity, for example, is a high form of self-respect. Deciding who and what matters is an act of courage and clarity.
Once you know what matters, the next challenge is removing what doesn't. Simplicity is a subtractive art, eliminating and letting go, instead of just adding better habits or routines.
Exactly. Life becomes complicated not by seeking joy, but by holding on to things we've outgrown, time-wasting habits, outdated beliefs, and commitments that no longer serve us.
Time is the clearest indicator of what's consuming your life. Activities that drain you or commitments that don't matter are thieves. They must be removed.
And clutter isn't just physical. It's mental and emotional. Too old beliefs, resentments, comparisons. Releasing these creates capacity for new possibilities and authentic growth.
Not every opportunity is worth pursuing. Too many open doors are just distractions disguised as progress.
Wisdom is about selecting what fits your direction. Every time you remove something that doesn't serve you, you create meaningful space for what does.
A simple life isn't about having nothing. It's about having the right things. When you keep fewer but choose better, you thrive in quality.
Quality comes from selection. You don't need 5 mediocre friendships when 2 meaningful ones provide deeper support and connection.
Choosing better isn't about luxury. It's about alignment with your values, priorities, and identity. It means being deliberate, asking why you want or need something before bringing it in.
And it applies to everything. Possessions, activities, relationships, goals, even your environment. A cluttered environment creates a cluttered mind, but space is potential.
Choosing better is continuous. Your needs and priorities evolve, so simplicity means recalibrating when life feels heavy.
Ultimately, keeping fewer and choosing better is self-respect. It's saying, my life is too valuable to fill with things that don't matter. That selectiveness is revolutionary in today's world.
Culture pressures us to measure our worth by what we acquire: possessions, achievements, status. But accumulation has no finish line.
The real problem isn't aspiration. It's the inability to feel complete without the next acquisition. Satisfaction keeps getting postponed, and presence is lost.
Accumulation is driven by cultural conditioning, comparison, and attempts to soothe discomfort. But external solutions never fill internal gaps.
Breaking free means shifting from acquiring to curating, choosing what adds value, not what others expect. Admiration can replace acquisition, making life lighter.
People accumulate not just things, but unfinished projects, decisions, emotions, and information. These invisible accumulations create stress, even after decluttering physical spaces.
Accumulation also steals time. Everything you acquire must be maintained, managed, and upgraded. True wealth is the ability to walk away. Freedom is needing less, not owning more.
Breaking free from accumulation means reclaiming choice, living from intention, owning what serves, and pursuing what fulfills.
That's when you experience enoughness, contentment without stagnation. Accumulation loses its power, and you no longer need more to feel enough.
Your attention is valuable, but easily lost to endless inputs, notifications, opinions, trends. Most distractions are unimportant, but they fragment your mind.
Ignoring is not laziness, it's intelligence. Focus requires guarding your attention for what truly matters, not what simply demands involvement.
Ask yourself, is this mine? Not every problem or emotion is yours to carry. Most urgency is manufactured, not real.
Selective attention applies to digital noise, conversations, and even emotions. Non-reaction becomes a strategy, and successful people are defined by what they ignore.
Time is the most valuable currency once spent. It's gone forever. Yet people protect money more than time, giving away their hours freely.
A meaningful life measures cost in time, not money. Even a small reallocation of time compounds into major changes. Time wealth is about allocation and protection.
Protecting time means creating boundaries. If you're not careful, your calendar will fill up with other people's priorities.
Presence multiplies time, being fully engaged in the moment, not just physically present. Your future self becomes wealthy when you invest time in things that compound.
Chaos isn't caused by laziness, but by lack of structure. Simple systems reduce chaos by minimizing daily decisions and micro-stress that drain cognitive energy.
Systems remove the need for motivation and willpower. Consistency comes from structure. The simpler the system, the easier it is to maintain, especially in low-energy seasons.
Systems reduce emotional friction in relationships as well. Arguments often come from logistics, not values.
Start with one area that drains you and design a repeatable process for it. Life becomes less chaotic, and your mind is freed for meaningful thinking instead of endless management.
Speed is the default in modern life. We rush through everything out of fear of falling behind. But speed without direction is just motion. Motion without meaning leads to burnout.
Slowing down is not laziness, it's strategic. It gives you the space to think, make better decisions, and experience depth in work, relationships, and self-awareness.
Life becomes simpler when you realize you're not obligated to say yes to everything. Every yes carries a cost: time, energy, attention, sometimes peace.
Saying no is self-respect. It's selecting commitments that align with your values and letting your yes become more meaningful and impactful.
Generosity needs boundaries. Real giving comes from overflow, not obligation. Most valuable individuals are curators, not chasers, of opportunities.
Start by pausing before you say yes. If it's not worth exchanging your life for, it's okay to politely decline. The people who value you will respect your boundaries.
Our possessions aren't just objects, they're symbols and sometimes even identities. Most people never examine their relationship to things, accumulating by default.
Clutter isn't just physical, it's delayed decision-making. Every item is a postponed decision. Owning with intention means asking if something supports your life or complicates it.
When you own less, you appreciate more. Scarcity breeds appreciation, and possessions become partners, not props.
Redefining enough is key. Enough isn't minimalism, it's alignment and contentment. Life becomes lighter when you own with intention, not to impress.
Today's world is loud screens, opinions, marketing, constant connection. Most noise isn't dramatically harmful, but cumulatively, it steals your attention and peace.
Simplicity requires quiet, not literal silence, but psychological stillness. You must curate what enters your mind, choosing intentional media and setting boundaries to create internal quiet.
Modern culture tricks us into believing connection is a numbers game. But true connection comes from depth, not volume.
Depth in relationships requires time, attention, and vulnerability. When you choose quality over quantity, you find fulfillment, reduce social anxiety, and transform conversations.
Willpower and motivation are limited. Simplicity is built on structure, automating systems, habits, and decisions to remove friction from your daily life.
Defaults, rules, and automation. Free willpower for creativity and growth. Emotional automation means building healthful defaults for stress and challenges, protecting your peace.
Simplicity can start as a tactic, but for real transformation, it needs to become a philosophy, a worldview that shapes how you live, choose, and define success.
That philosophy means embracing the power of selection, honoring time, detaching from external noise, and proactively maintaining space and clarity in your life.
Simplicity is sustained by choice, not crisis. It's not about deprivation or being antisocial, but about being selective and aligned. With practice, presence and fulfillment naturally grow.
Ultimately, a meaningful life is built not by what you add, but by what you remove. Simplicity is distillation, creating space for essentials, for joy, for clarity, and for a life that is unmistakably yours.